Hello everyone, let's get straight into this video. This will teach you exactly how to beat chimps on almost every single lane map. I'll be playing on another brick in chimps mode because this map is single lane, so the strategy works incredibly well on it. And it's one of the shorter maps, so it'll help prove the point that you can do this on almost any single lane map. So first we're going to start with 3 dart monkeys spaced out a good distance. This will be able to beat a lot of these balloons early. You won't really think it would be, but it's one of the better starters to chimps on more difficult maps. Once we get to $350, we will then go and get a submarine. We now can get it here. We're going to place it there, or if you're on a different map, just place it in water near the track, preferably before the dart monkeys. It will do great damage, and it'll help keep the balloons at bay. Sorry, I have a rough voice today. As we continue, we're going to get twin guns on the submarine, as that will allow double the popping power of the submarine. Now, you aren't going to have to do this part where I change targeting. I just like it because it stops the balloons from getting to the dart monkey for a bit, and I don't like the dart monkeys. So, as we kill them, we're going to start saving up for a ninja. This strategy revolves around 4 main towers. One is the ninja, the other is Adora. Then you have the wizard and the alchemist. The ninja in this case will be upgraded to Balloon Jitsu and Caltrops, or in other words, a 402. We're going to start by just upgrading it to Ninja Discipline and starting those base upgrades. Then Adora will naturally level up, and she is just great for her popping power. The wizard will be upgraded eventually to a 205 wizard. If you're on a different map without a wall in the center of it, you may want to go a 025, as the fire damage and the fire wall add extra power to the wizard. But in this case, I went for a 205 because it can then see through the wall, adding to its range. So here, now that we have a 201 ninja, we're going to save up a bit. In this case, you can either go with double shot or you can go with Adora. Now, if you don't have Adora and you're just starting out the game, I would suggest save up for Adora to start out the game, because Adora is one of the best, if not the best hero. I would say Geraldo is technically better than Adora, but he takes a lot of strategy specifically around him as Adora. You place her down and she does great. So now that we have Adora down, we're going to go double shot. Once we get double shot, we will start working on the alchemist. The alchemist will be buffing the ninja first and then Adora. What I mean by that is the alchemist will be directly next to the ninja, as the alchemist prioritizes closer towers when buffing them. So if the ninja is closer to the alchemist than Adora is, it will buff the ninja more commonly, and the ninja will have priority on being buffed. So once we get a bit further, I'm just going to save up a bit of money because it doesn't really matter right now, as this strategy is just that good that I don't really have to worry. So we're going to save up to Berserker Brew, as that adds extreme amounts of damage to the ninja. And the reason it does add that damage is because it has many projectiles and a fast attack speed. That means when you add 1 damage, it practically doubles the damage output of the ninja, due to the fact that it already has base 1 damage, plus 1 is 2, 2 is 2 times greater than 1. That's some complex math right there, I know, but it works. So we're going to get Perishing Potions. Can never say that right. I'll just call it PP, both for the joke and because it's easier. So you get PP to get the Berserker Brew and acidic mixture dip to last longer. I don't know why Ninja Kiwi did this, but they decided to, so that's what you do. Now we're going to save up for Balloon Jitsu. This is going to absolutely accelerate the strength of the ninja greatly, because it goes from 2 to 5, or in other words, a 2.5 times increase in damage from the ninja. This alone right here can easily pop a Moab, but for safety, we will start working on a wizard. Now, the wizard, he will eventually be able to go bottom path. We'll start by getting 4th tier bottom path, as that will start getting the resurrected or the zombified balloons. Before we do that, we'll go with stronger stimulant, as the Moab is coming up, and I want to be extra safe, so we'll get the stronger stimulant in order to secure the damage and defeat that Moab as it comes out here. So, it is pretty close, but we get it with a secure and safe win. Okay, so now as we start building up more money, we're gonna get the wizard. Now, you don't have to place him in the alchemist. I'm going to add a village eventually, so it will naturally go out, but it's not going to be buffed by the alchemist due to the fact that the Adora and Ninja are priority over the wizard. So there's no real reason to have it in front of there. So now we're going to save up here, and once we get Necromancer unpopped army, now we're going to be secured. I like having the targeting at the bottom half of this track, so then when the balloons are popped by the army, it is within the range of the wizard, increasing its graveyard, as in order to have balloons resurrected, the graveyard has to be filled. In order to fill the graveyard, balloons have to be popped within the wizard's radius. So that's just some simple stuff. We're going to get jungle drums here in order to speed up the power by 15%. That's just a nice buff there. Now I will be skipping many rounds because we will not be doing anything until we get the Prince of Darkness. The Prince of Darkness is great because it not only spawns more balloons, but it spawns Moab class balloons up to the Moab and the BFB. These do great damage against towers, and it's just overall a great upgrade. So now we're about round 60 here. We are about 1,000 coins away, and we will be getting the Necromancer. This shows you how powerful the strategy is, that we saved up almost $30,000 before round 60. This is just the power of this strategy, as it's a great one. It took me a while to figure this one out, but it's a very nice strategy in my opinion, and I enjoy it. So now we're going to need to save up about $10,000 or so. This saving up will allow us to get a spike factory and an alchemist at the bottom and end of the track. This spike factory will be upgraded to a perma spike eventually, and the reason we'll have the alchemist is because we're going to be going for a 0.25 spike factory. This factory cannot pop leads or DDTs or anything like that, which is why we need the alchemist there in order to buff the tower and give it that lead popping power. So right now you can just see the power by that Prince of Darkness there, as when those SRAMs went up and tried to hit it, they got nowhere with those BFBs there, stopping them. This is one of the reasons I'm really looking forward to the Wizard Paragon, which from what I've heard will be the next one, because I really want to see a zombie ZOMG, and that would just make my day so much. Or DDT. Both of those would just be absolutely beautiful to see on the screen. So, now that we have about $10,000, we will start getting the Spike Factory and the Alchemist. So, as I said, it's going to be a 204 to start. We'll eventually upgrade it to the 205. we're going to be getting Berserker Brew and Perching Potions just because it increases the length, and I believe I remember seeing somewhere where it does increase the buff, but I'm not 100% sure about that, so take it with a grain of salt. Now, we won't really be doing much until we get the Permaspike. Again, this strategy is incredibly good, allowing us to do almost nothing. And as you'll see once we jump ahead, the Spike Factory will have almost 0 pops, proving to my point on how strong the Prince of Darkness is. So now we're about 30,000 money, and we're about to get the next one at around 80. So far we've saved up $30,000 2 times in a row this game. It's just incredible how much money you can get. If you weren't playing on Chimps and Popple or something, think about how much more money you'd have if you spent that money on income and getting banana farms. Anyway, now we have the Permaspike. And as you saw, there were 0 pops on that tower, showing that nothing's getting past that Prince of Darkness. So now you can really do whatever you want now. I'm going to go for a 502 Monkey Ace to help pop that bad at the end, because from now on, you don't really need anything else. So I jumped ahead around 10 rounds or so. So you could see these last few rounds, and nothing eventful really happens here, but it just proves my point on how powerful this strategy is. So you can see some Cerams are hitting the Permaspike. That Permaspike will come into play much more once we get to those later rounds. And this is the 3rd time that we've saved up to about $30,000. And we'll be continuing saving up because we're going to go for a $44,000 upgrade with the, I can't remember what it's called, but the 5th tier Monkey Ace. Yeah. So we'll win this because I trust this strategy very much. And I'll use my abilities just to secure it so I don't have to worry. I can just stay relaxed and guarantee this victory. So the Sky Shredder, we're about 7,000 coins away. And once we get this, we'll have a secured win. We'll still use these abilities because this is not an easy map. This is one of the advanced ones. So you need to be careful on these and don't freak out. But I'll change the targeting of the Prince of Darkness to be a bit further back to deal with these BFBs. As you see, that Permaspike is soaking up a lot of balloons, but it doesn't really affect it much, proving how powerful this is. I know I keep saying that, but it's just incredible to me, the strength of this strategy. So I'm going to radar scanner just so then the Monkey Ace can see the DDTs. It's not really needed, but it's helpful, in my opinion, as those DDTs aren't going to get past the Prince of Darkness. But why not make it even stronger? So we're down to the last 4 rounds. Sorry, 5 rounds technically, as we have not beaten this one yet. But as we get here, the Prince of Darkness is at over 80,000 pops. It is really the key, the butter to this bread, and this is what is doing the damage here. The Permaspike is almost equivalent to the Prince of Darkness, but the Prince of Darkness is doing that damage up front while the Permaspike is catching the undone damage. So it's not really a fair comparison to put the pop counts on there. You would need to do different tests to figure out which one's exactly stronger. But I'm not going to do that because I am lazy. I know a lot of you Bloons players are, and I'm one of them. So this is one of the harder rounds for this strategy. I know I have $14,000 saved up, but I'm not going to spend it because I don't really need to. I'll move the targeting back on the Prince of Darkness to soak up some of this, so then our Permaspike has more spikes for the bad, as that's going to be the real scary part of this round. So if you want to and you're feeling worried, this $25,000 or so, you could put something like a Monkey Buccaneer. There's a lot of things you could do. But here's the bad, and as you can see, the Prince Darkness does not do much single target damage at all. But that Sky Strider is the main thing, along with Adora and the Ninja. So, as you can see, this is one of the main downfalls of the Prince Darkness, is the fact that there's no pops happening, so he's losing his graveyard. He went from BFBs to Moabs. But this really showcased the strength of this Permaspike here, as it will soak up the majority of these ZOMGs, and it will secure the victory. You can do this on almost any map, so have fun with it and enjoy. I will see you sometime in the future. I know I said last time I do this weekly, but I hope to do it more. Goodbye.